Welcome to Ideas to Implementation, the podcast for women who have a business idea but feel stuck in a job. Featuring real women with real stories of how they went from employee to boss. My guest today is entrepreneur and business owner Becky Shand. Welcome to the show, Becky. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm so excited about today.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you for coming on. So tell us about yourself. What do you do? What's your business?
My business, I am a brand alignment coach, number one. I coach people one-to-one to help them to create a brand that realizes their passion and connects with their audience and communicates their business through like a personal brand. So that's what I do.
Awesome. And how did you get into that? What were you doing beforehand? What career or job were you doing before?
Beforehand, I've studied marketing. I've got a degree in marketing, and since whilst I was at uni, I was working in marketing as well. Before I became self-employed and started my own business, I was working for an agency. And I was doing things. I started off doing social media for these agencies and ended up managing social media accounts in multinational different countries. I was doing I don't know if you've heard of the brand Organic Root Stimulator. And Cantu and Motions, Avalon. I was doing all their social media content. So that's what I started off doing. And it was really interesting because I was doing like campaigns in Angola and Ghana and the USA and then also France and Holland, and it was like had all these different platforms to manage, and then working with translators and stuff. So it was really a baptism of fire. But this was like 7 years ago when Facebook was really starting to take off. You know how there's so many platforms now, but that was when things were really starting to take off. So it was so exciting to see how much engagement we were getting at the start there. And then I went on to actually managing the brands. So I became assistant brand manager for Motions Hair Care. You can tell that our clients were all hair care brands, but international hair care brands. So I knew everything about hair care. I knew about deep conditioning and how to maintain your, the health of your hair and all of that. I got like so many free products, which was really cool. I'm still living off of some of these free products, years later. It's crazy. But yeah, I loved it. I loved doing the branding and marketing for these companies and learning, the ropes of marketing and sales and all these things. And then moving into kind of like that brand management area, it was where my creativity was unleashed. I was able to say, hey, I've got this idea. Can we try this out? We ended up sponsoring Africa Fashion Week, which is like Europe's largest event for multi-textured haired women. I think there was like 12,000 people that came across the weekend at London Olympia, and Motions was the headline sponsor. So I was working with all of the hairdressers that were doing all the models' hair for the catwalk, because there was like a big catwalk down the middle of the whole auditorium, and I was backstage making sure that we were capturing the right stuff for social media, but also that the hairstylists were interpreting the brief, because it was all about like shaped afros for one look, and then the next look was like these pompadour like kind of ponytail things, which were like Mohicans. So that whole brand management side I love, because you got to see all the touch points of a brand from different perspectives and make sure that it's all coming together to communicate what you feel that brand is. And being a woman and being involved in brands that were all about being fearless and about being beautiful on the inside and on the outside, I absolutely loved that. It was really resonated with me.
That you loved it. So the question then is, why do you now, why have you gone out on your own? What brought that on?
Good question, because I think you can love what you do, but the question that was really bugging me was, is this my purpose? Am I doing all that I'm on this earth here to do? And there was times where I was loving what I was doing and it was exciting, and I was earning good money and traveling and all this sort of stuff. But then I kept feeling like I want to do, there's something more that's on my heart. There's something more that I want to do for people on a one-to-one level, how I want to impact people's lives, you
Right.
know? And I think I started to realize that success isn't, how much money you make for your clients or how much products you sell or whatever. I realized that, what, success is how you are impacting people's lives for good.
Yeah.
And I felt like the skills that I've developed, how can I maximize them, those skills, and utilize them in a way that really brings value to other people? So it was weird. Like, I ended up becoming pregnant unexpectedly, and me being like this career driven person, as I've just kind of explained, and like, going for it and loving life, and it seems like a world away, right? Because having kids just, brings you back down to reality.
Everything. Yeah.
I was like, oh, sugar, I'm pregnant. What am I going to do now? Because I wasn't planning to have a child at that point.
Right.
When was I planning to have a child? I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. It's one of those things that, as a woman, it can be scary because you just don't know how it's going to affect your life. And
yeah,
it does change things drastically. But I really believe that it was all part of the plan for my life, because in that time where I was away from work, being on maternity leave, there was so much space for me to think about, okay, well, what do I want to do going back? Do I want to go back to the same job? What else do I want to do? And it was that whole space and time to just really, get that clarity of mind and pray as well about, okay, well, Lord, what do you want from me? And this is not my life. And I didn't plan to have this child right now, but obviously it's in your plan. So where are you taking me? And it took me on an exciting journey, having my daughter. And I'm so glad that I had her when I did. And I've since had another child as well, a little boy called Judah. So I've got Olivia, Faith, and Judah, who's 11 months. So I've got two young kids. Who keep me on my toes. But one of the main reasons why I started my own business, and I know a lot of women will relate to this, is that I was able to then dictate how it works around my family. I wanted to be able to, decide what hours I wanted to work, be able to work from home if necessary, go out for meetings where need be, if need be. But it was to have that control where when you're working for somebody else, although there's a lot of perks and, I guess to some degree it can be more reliable in terms of you getting a monthly salary, the same salary. But you do sacrifice some of that freedom and control. So,
of course, no, completely resonate with that. And how do you now balance that? So your family, you've got two, young children and running your own business now. How do you manage that?
With difficulty.
No, I know what it's like.
Oh gosh, yeah. You have to take each day at a time. And you have to take the highs and the lows. Like, I feel like I feel blessed, firstly, because my husband is really, really helpful. And, we're in lockdown at the moment. And I keep thinking about the women that are trying to work around their kids that maybe don't have a partner to help. And I really feel for them because I don't know what I would be doing. I wouldn't be able to get on with my work. So at the moment, he's, taking care of the kids downstairs. We do like 2 hour.
We're living parallel lives.
Crazy. So your turn. I'm looking out. So he's looking after the kids at the moment, and I was looking after them this morning. So we just swap like that. But the good thing again about being self-employed is that, in the afternoons we sign off, we go for walks, we enjoy the sunshine. I start making dinner at like 4 o'clock, whereas if you're working full time, you could be traipsing in at 6 o'clock and thinking, what am I going to cook for dinner for the family? So it's just having the schedule that works for you and for your family. But having that help as well is really necessary. And I've been blessed as well, but before lockdown, with having my mother-in-law help 1 day a week and my mum help 1 day a week and take them to like kids clubs and come and sit and look after Judah. But it's difficult. I mean, I'll tell you a story actually, just a quick one. I had a client that wanted me to present a marketing strategy.
Yeah.
And this is the client I'm working with at the moment. And I'd been doing a lot of the work for them online and video conferencing and that sort of thing. But for this time, he wanted me to come into the office. And these times I'd not long had Judah, maybe like he was about 5 months old. So, and I'm breastfeeding him. And I wasn't able to like express or get him to take out the bottle. So I knew that he's going to be relying on me for like milk and stuff. So I was really nervous about potentially leaving him, or thinking, you know, could I have somebody like bring him with me to the office and look after him. And it was just really like racking my brain, because I needed to be at this client meeting to present this marketing strategy to like the people that, you know, I needed to share it with in person this time. And so I ended up in a weird random like change of events, was that my husband ended up having the day off work just randomly. I think that, I don't know what happened, but something happened at the school and he was able to be available. So he brought my son to the office and like looked after him in the foyer.
Wow.
And kept him calm. And then I said to the CEO of the company, you know, I may need to go and feed him if he's getting really like, you know, agitated and stuff. And he was like, it's fine, you know, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Mid presentation, my phone's blown off, and like Phil said, I can't, he's not, you know, I can't calm him down. I think he needs a feed and everything. Yeah. So I had to like leave mid presentation and go and like feed him. I was like, I'm sorry guys, can you just talk amongst yourselves? Yeah. and then I came back. Yeah. But it was just like the reality of like this is it. Like my family does come first. Yeah. We're real people here. But luckily the client was really understanding, and I did end up smashing the presentation. So
well done you. That's reality, isn't it? That's life. And I love what you said, that real people, you know, we're business women, but we have lives, you know, for those of us who have families. For some people it's something else, but something you said there before about doing what works for you and works for your family. And I think that's really important, the schedule and scheduling time and all of that. So yeah, well done you for just kicking it, because it is what it is. You know, that's life. So, you know, were there any, okay, you've had your family and you decided you're going to step out on your own, and because of that freedom that it brings, but what were the sort of the main challenges that you had to overcome in starting a business?
Oh wow, so many challenges, and they don't stop. Like if there's anybody listening that is thinking about starting a business or has just started a business, just know that it's a continual learning process. I mean, for me, I had so many ideas in my head, and the way that I visualize, okay, I want to start my own business, but I'm not sure exactly what it looks like. I'm not even sure exactly what I'm going to do. I just know that I've got the drive to do it. I've got some skills that, you know, I can offer, and I've got a passion to help people. Yeah. So I had to work through a process of aligning myself. And this is something that I do with clients as well, because it sometimes you need help to bring out what's in you, don't you? And working with somebody else to do that helps you to actually verbalize what's in your mind, because I think we can get so stuck in our own thoughts that we can't move forward. So I actually enrolled on a 5-month group program during maternity leave with a friend who just launched her own business. And it was mad because I just thought about her. Yeah. I was like, you know, I'm sure she's doing something to help people start their businesses. Let me just find out. And I had 5 months left of mat leave, and her program was 5 months. Wow. And it was starting like that next week or something. So like the timing of it was crazy. So I enrolled on that, and it was like the best thing that I ever did. Because week by week we had coaching calls, and we worked through the process of, okay, well, what is my passion? Like, what is it that I enjoy doing? Because you have to start off with what's in your heart and how you want to spend your time, and then you look at, okay, well, who is it that I want to help? Who am I most excited to serve? Because we can't serve everyone, otherwise it drains us. So it's just kind of like aligning those different things. And then or what is the message that I'm trying to say through everything that I'm doing? Because before you have a business, you've got to have a message, like what is it that I'm called to speak, you know, in one sentence, do you know what I mean? And then that kind of is then personified through you and through your business. So yeah, she really helped me, my friend, and her coaching program really helped me to work through these challenges and these mental blockages as well, where you doubt your business idea, or you doubt that anyone's even going to want to buy it, or that there's a need. And all of these sort of blockages are so normal, and everybody goes through, but the only difference for people that succeed is that they just keep pushing and just keep like believing in themselves and in their business. And that's what I had to do, one step at a time. And I remember there was times where, because I was on maternity leave, and I'd had Olivia at that time at some point in the program, and you know, I wasn't always able to keep up with the other ladies, because I might be, you know, I had a newborn baby and I was a first time mum, and I was so busy. And I remember crying, just feeling like I'm just falling behind. I can't do this. I can't keep up with it. We were on like a module where we were supposed to be working on our website. I was like, oh, I can't do this. It's, you know, technical and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I surprised myself, because you just got to take a deep breath and just take one step at a time. And I think just giving yourself one little task a day if you need to, and being easy on yourself, and not you know, rushing ahead and thinking I've got to do all these things this week and then becoming overwhelmed. I think it's just about pacing yourself, and if you keep taking one small step at a time in the right direction, you will get to where you need to be.
Oh, definitely, that's key. And like you said, the people, we sometimes overwhelm ourselves, and it's just completely counterproductive, disempowering, and you'll end up doing nothing. It literally is those small steps. And one of my favorite phrases to tell my clients all the time: progress, not perfection. Not getting so overwhelmed with, oh, it's got to be perfect, but making progress, small steps, and perfection will come. Well, to be honest, permanent will come. I would say practice makes permanent, not perfection, because what is perfection is subjective, isn't it? So yeah, completely. I love that, what you said there. So obviously those are the challenges and how you overcame it. You invested in yourself, which is key. And what has been the greatest achievement so far? You've obviously doing really well. So what's been the greatest achievement?
It's weird, because like I think when I think about the greatest achievement in life, it definitely involves like being part of a family and having my children and my husband and a home to live in, and creating that happiness, because this is why I do what I do as well, is, you know, to be able to you know, live with my family and provide for them as well. But in terms of like the work side of things, my greatest achievement, I don't know if there's like one, but every time a client finishes the program or turns around and says something that's like, you know, this is the best thing that I've ever done, or is the best investment that I've ever made, or I couldn't have done this without you, that makes me feel such a sense of achievement, because you feel like you've really impacted their life, and you've put them on a better course now to go and achieve their purpose. So that's, for me, is what keeps me going, and makes me feel really proud.
Brilliant. Yeah. Because you're passionate about it, you know, you're living your purpose, your passion, and that's the thing, isn't it? So we can start a business for money, but if money's the motivation, eventually that motivation, you're going to lose that. You've got to be driven by your passions, your purpose, and really, loving who you serve. Yeah, completely. So if somebody, what do you wish somebody told you before you started? If there was one piece of advice or something that you wish somebody told you before you started your business, what would it be?
Before starting my business, I think you're always trying to get to that next level. And sometimes that can, you know, breed contempt or disappointment if you feel like you're always trying to chase. So I wish somebody would have said, just like, do the best that you can where you're at. You know, don't rush the process, because in the process you are growing, in the process you're learning and becoming a better person. And also the challenges that you are going to face or are facing or will face will help you to better understand your clients, and will help you to appreciate where you're going to get to as well. So, and this is still relevant right now, you know, before business, during business, like it's just all good advice. And yeah, so I think I didn't have as much, although I did the group coaching program, I felt like there wasn't a lot of other sources of support that I could tap into easily. So I think, yeah, I think there's definitely a need for more of that now, especially as I think self-employment is on the rise, especially with women. Like it's a really big category. Something that I'm really passionate about empowering people to do, and yourself, of course, especially in the climate that we're in, because jobs are uncertain and sometimes we just got to take the ball into our own hands. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's key again, and you seems to be a thread through what you've been saying today, is about that support. Because entrepreneurship, and your own business, it can feel lonely at times. I would say this, it can feel, you can feel isolated if you're not careful. But you've got to have, I mean, tell us how important is having a support network to you.
Yeah, so I mean, this is something that I'm currently developing, like a network of female entrepreneurs to support one another, because I didn't feel it was there when I started off. I was lucky to find the Startup Society, which was like the 7 people on this group coaching program, but I'd never heard of anything like that around before. And I don't really see a lot of it now either. So this is something that I want to put together now to create what I wish was there for myself, and what I think that other female entrepreneurs especially need in this day and age. It's a sisterhood. We're all on the same journey. It's a community over competition. You know, it's sharing knowledge and skills. Gone are the days where it's like, well, I had to fight to get here, and this is my knowledge, wealth of knowledge, and I'm not passing it on to nobody. You know, we need we need to share and care and build each other up. So yeah, that's something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. Yeah, definitely keep going with that. And tell me about that when you start, because it's so needed. And I love that it's not about competition. I always say there's enough light for us all to shine. And there are specific people that you will reach, Becky, that I will reach. You know, there are people that are aligned to us. So we've just got to stay in our lane, but support each other while we do so. I love that. And lastly, 3 pieces of advice. I mean, all that you've said has been amazing, but 3 key pieces of advice summed up for that woman who is listening, who or watching, who just wants to step out but maybe lacks confidence to do so.
Oh, okay. So number 1, enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. You are on this ride for the long run, so you might as well enjoy, not be like, oh, come on, because there's just no point. Number 2, similar, don't try and rush to the next stage, because you will get there at the right time when you're ready. If you rush ahead of time, you could be underprepared, or the foundations could be weak. So it's all at the right time. Trust that process. And thirdly, what's more important than reaching any destination is what you're learning. So continue with that personal development, read, listen to podcasts, and just be aware of who you are inside, who you are becoming throughout the process, because a lot of the time there's too much focus on, you know, how many followers somebody's got, or how they're looking, how their Instagram's looking, or how much money they're making. These are all just like surface level things. But what's most important is what's being done within, because actually, if you are focusing on being a better person, a more giving, a generous person, and upskilling yourself, so you know, filling yourself with that knowledge, then actually all those blessings, the the clients, the income and the appreciation and the accolade will all follow anyway, because it all comes from who you are. So
Love
yeah.
that. Yeah, no, yeah, great advice, definitely. And I love what you say. All of it. It's just amazing. Just no, because I think when I think about what you were saying there about social media, it's such a great resource, but it's got its negatives as well. And we're living in a time where you can present and be anyone on social media, but is there any substance there? And so, like you said, it's all surface, but when you work on your substance, you develop personally, that will all follow. And so, yeah, I think that is such a great and needed message that not just women, but the world needs to hear. Young people coming up need to hear that, work on developing substance. Everything else will follow. Yeah, I love it. So thank you so much. Tell us how we can connect with you, so the people listening, how they can connect with you.
Yeah, sure. So I'm on Instagram at Becky Shandy. So BECKYSHANDY. I'm also launching this kind of collective that I was mentioning before, called the Bloom Co. So you can follow that at the Bloom Co on Instagram. What else? Oh, my website.
Yes.
BeckyShandy.com, where you can find out more about coaching and the brand alignment program. Yeah, drop me a direct message on Instagram. It's probably the best way to get in contact with me. I do check that regularly. And I love to hear from people. So
yeah, no, also I'll put those details as well underneath the video. So thank you once again, Becky, for your time, just for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and yeah, be blessed with everything, your family, and take care of yourself, especially during this time, obviously.
Thank you so much, Simone. I really enjoyed today.
No worries. Yeah. Thank you for listening to Ideas to Implementation. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time.